A petition with tens of thousands of signatures was delivered to City Hall today. These New Yorkers want the City Council to vote on the paid sick time bill. Do you? The call starts now. Thanks for joining the call, the first interactive newscast. You tell us what's news. I'm John Schumo. The two-year battle to get the City Council to vote on paid sick time legislation continued today when parents, children, and some elected officials delivered a petition. It's some 50,000 signatures on it to Speaker Christine Quinn's office. Organizers of the rally say more than 1 million New Yorkers don't get paid sick days at their jobs. Just last week, a new bill was proposed that would require businesses to give employees 5 paid sick days and would allow restaurant workers to swap shifts rather than take a paid sick day. Opponents say a bill like this one will hurt small businesses. What do you say tonight? Does this new legislation sound fair to you? Should Speaker Quinn allow the council to vote on the issue? Call 866-NY1-TALK to join the conversation. That's 6918255. You can also email the call at ny1.com. Tweet us at NY1TheCall, or post your comments on our Facebook page wall with your first name and neighborhood. We'll have your thoughts on our Snap poll in a few minutes. It is time now for the first word. Joining us by phone tonight is Sherry Leiwant, co-president and co-founder of the group A Better Balance. It's an organization that works to advance the rights of working families. Thank you so much for calling up. Do you think 50,000 signatures will sway Speaker Quinn? You have the first word.
Well, I would certainly hope so, and it's wonderful to see people join in and as just ordinary New Yorkers and come forward and say, look, this is unacceptable in our city to have 1.6 million New Yorkers who don't have a single day that they can take to care for themselves, their own illness, or that of a child. And what was really terrific to see today was people who have paid sick days, parents with them, coming forward and saying, you know, I know what it's like to have a sick kid and have the benefit of having the ability to take a day off from work and take care of that child. And I don't want to see any parent not have that ability.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to give us some real-life examples of the problems associated with not having paid sick days.
Well, I mean, we have, there's a coalition, in addition to ordinary New Yorkers who sign these petitions, there is a coalition pushing for this bill. And members of a lot of the groups that are involved have lost jobs. I mean, we've heard these stories. We've had, you know, as you say, this has been in the works for 3 years. We've had this bill on the table with 37 co-sponsors. Our wonderful lead sponsor, Gail Brewer, proposed it 3 years ago, and a veto-proof majority of the City Council supports it. And the reason for it is people really do lose their jobs. And we've had rally after rally, and you've heard from worker after worker, parent after parent, children even who've come forward to talk about how hard it was for their mother when their brother was ill, and she was so afraid she was going to lose her job and had to lose pay, and they couldn't make their rent payments. And this really, really happens. This isn't something we're making up. If you listen to people, there are people in this city who get fired for taking a sick day. Yeah. And we just want to make sure that this doesn't happen anymore.
Opponents say forcing small businesses into paying sick days will just result in people losing their jobs or higher costs being passed on to the consumer. And that's going to hurt the working class even more. What's your response to that?
Well, I think, you know, it's clear there's no proof for that. It's something that businesses often say about mandates. They said it about the minimum wage. They said it about child labor laws earlier in last century. The San Francisco has had a paid sick days legislation in effect since 2007. And in fact, no jobs were lost in San Francisco. San Francisco actually has done much better than the surrounding counties that don't have paid sick days in terms of employment. And The business community there, which originally opposed it, now says it's really no problem, and actually it's a really good thing, because you really don't want, for example, restaurant workers coming to work sick, and it's nice for people to know that that's not going to happen. So we've done a number of cost studies that have shown a very, very minimal cost, and for most businesses, none at all, in enacting this program. And so I don't think there's really any evidence at all to indicate that it will hurt businesses, let alone that there would be jobs lost.
What is the game plan moving forward? The mayor's race is going to be here before we know it. Will this be one of those divisive issues in the mayoral race?
Well, I really hope not, because the speaker could make sure that it's off the table for the mayoral race. She could just listen to the 37 council members, the great majority of her council, that want to pass this bill, and just bring it to a floor for a vote. She'll not vote for it. She can just bring it to the floor. Today's rally, Scott Stringer was there with his adorable baby Max, and Bill de Blasio were there as well, and I know that they're both running for mayor. So if the speaker doesn't allow this to come to a vote, it will be an issue in the coming election. But I'm hoping that won't happen. I'm hoping it will be brought to a vote, and that New Yorkers will have this benefit, all New Yorkers.
Sherry Leiwant from A Better Balance, thank you so much for calling up and having the first word tonight. If you would like to have the first word one night, email the call at NY1.com. Put first word in the subject line. Tell us what topics you'd like to talk about, and we'll try to arrange an interview with you.